I love that Myron puts his fucking timestamps in when he reacts to when he does these. Cause like, damn, not having timestamps is annoying.
So, how could you like blame?
Yeah, you gotta talk into the mic.
Sorry. So, how could you blame women for being sluts if I feel like men created that? No.
Good point. Let's see what Myron says.
All right, say that again.
I
Sorry.
was just saying, like, I feel like men created like slut behavior. No. So how could?
Well, we didn't create slut behavior because I mean, sluts have been around since, you know, we've had prostitutes in the Bible, but we allowed it. I would say I wouldn't say we created it.
You blame women for that? Shouldn't it be the men's responsibility?
Well, the thing with men is men simply adapt to the new sexual marketplace. Men adapt because since we're the ones that are pursuing the women are the ones that have changed significantly. Men haven't really changed that much. It's the women that have changed mostly through feminism and progressivism.
Yeah, but so just through
men
feminism.
have basically adjusted their sexual strategy to accommodate and or be able to get sexual access with women. So that's why guys have kind of switched their strategy up. So I see what you mean. Like, hey, aren't we enabling it? Yes, to a degree. But at the end of the day, it's feminism and the revolution that's kind of brought us here. And then men assimilated to that to get laid. And what they don't know is that feminism actually benefits a small percentage of men the most.
Exactly.
Right?
It benefits the top niggas. It benefits the niggas that bitches dream about and get wet over. That's who it benefits. It doesn't benefit the niggas who simp and scrambling for a crumb of coochie, pandering and shit. It doesn't benefit those niggas. It benefits the top niggas, and it benefits them because they get to choose. That's who bitches. That's when bitches get to choose exactly who they want. That's who they choose. The top.
Benefits a large majority of women, but it also puts them in a weaker position when it comes to
mating. Yeah.
Getting a relationship.
Right, because now look, here comes the conundrum. Since it only benefits a small majority of men, right? Now it's it's 90% of women looking for 10% of men. So guess what? Now 90% of women are fighting for 10% of men. Somebody's gonna be left out, and that's what happened.
And it gives all the leverage to the top 1 or 2% of guys.
Yep.
Because all the women are chasing that small percentage of men. Because now they're all entitled and feel like they deserve it. Because they make more money, they go to college, they're educated, all this crap. Oh,
Or a simp told them,
I deserve the best guy. Like the average woman is delusional, if I'm going to be honest. They don't deserve the guy that they want.
Yeah. No, I see that. But just thinking about, like, regardless of sex, I feel like every action they have is to benefit themselves. And I feel like women, like people will pay money to see women's OnlyFans, like this kind of stuff.
Yeah,
like,
it's a
if
problem.
I was a girl, I do OnlyFans, I can make a ton of money. Like,
Yep. No, you're right. And I said that before. Like we have all these positive reinforcements to really bad
simps.
female behavior. And there's no incentive to be virtuous and chaste and, find a guy when they're at their peak age. It's more about just being a 304 and monetizing it as much as they can.
Yeah.
But here's the problem.
It's all about making as much money as possible, as quickly as possible, and being 18 with a Ferrari. That's really all that's it. And showing it on Instagram, showing everybody, hey guys, look, I got the Ferrari, but I was showing my butthole. Like,
a lot of them don't have the wherewithal to understand that there's going to be consequences at the end of that. A lot of them think, oh yeah, I'm just going to be myself and do what I want, then find a man later. Nah, they're cooked.
Yeah.
And I think.
And they're cooked because, and this is what women don't understand. They're cooked because when the nigga they want says, hey, so what you was doing when you was younger, and they say, oh yeah, I was taking pictures of my butthole, putting it on the internet, niggas is gonna deuces, especially niggas with money and some sense in the brain, and have can have some post and have some clarity, not post nut clarity, but has had their fill of coochie. Niggas is not going for that. You're gonna get the nigga who settle for anything, get the crumbs off the floor, like that type of nigga. That's the type of niggas y'all finna get. But niggas, pay attention, because you won't know if you don't ask. If you don't vet correctly and you don't ask the right questions and you don't say the right things, she might not even tell you. So it's like that's why you have to vet these bitches as hard as possible. As hard as possible.
I think if more women understood that they're gonna literally be cooked, they might think twice about doing the dumb shit that they do. But it's because we have this entire simp economy where we tell women they can do whatever they want to do with zero consequence that they behave the way that they do.
Yep.
Right? Girls say stupid shit like, oh, well, there's someone out there for me. No, bitch. No, there's
There's
not.
not.
You want a guy
There's
making
like-
$100,000, $200,000 per year? He's gonna want something in return a lot of the time.
Ain't shit out there for
Yeah,
you.
Right. So that's where the disconnect is. Like, they think no matter how deplorable my behavior, I still deserve.
And this is what doesn't make sense. This is why it wouldn't work for us. They say, my past doesn't matter. Don't worry about my past. It's my past, right? But if you were a ped or a chome or a grape, there wouldn't be no, well, it's in my past. Don't, or a SO or you see what I'm saying? Like, you don't get to say, oh, that was in my past, I'm a changed person. No, people treat you how they think of you. Like, people treat you, oh God, he's over there. That's how people treat you, bro. So it's like, you can't go backwards. Once you do something, that's how you're gonna be treated. Yeah, sure, you can kind of fix the problem, but I think of it like and Myron said this before, but I think of it like glass. Okay, think of women like glass. Okay, once that shit drop, once you take that first boho picture and put it on the internet, once that glass drop and break, boom, shatter all over. Sure, you can find every piece and glue that shit back together. Sure, you might be able to find every piece and glue that shit back together, but is it gonna leak still?
Perfect.
A top 1% guy, and that right there is like the main reason why we have such a disconnect in the dating marketplace. Women's standards are too damn high, and men don't vet women properly, and that's why we have this.
And their standards are too fucking low. Niggas don't have no boundaries. Niggas think, if I set a boundary and I tell her she can't use Instagram, I'm controlling because they told me I'm insecure. I saw this TikTok one time of this girl saying that it's insecure if you tell her not to have her ass shaking on Instagram. Like, stop listening to these hoes, man.
Stupid, asymmetrical, fucked up dating marketplace.
Yeah, I see what you mean. All right, thank you.
All right, who's up next? Again, bring back slut shaming as a topic. What's up?
I feel like with what you said is that women already know that no matter what they do, there's always a guy for them. So wouldn't that be males? Like, it wouldn't be like our fault.
See, the thing is, though, even though there's always a guy for them, it's not the guy they want. That's why we can be happy. That's what makes us happy, guys, because they're going to be unhappy. Okay? Let me give you a situation. Fuck. For example, a girl I used to talk to, when her mom and dad argued, or even though you're not supposed to be arguing with women, or they got into a disagreement, she slept in another room. You know why she can do that? Because she doesn't like that nigga. She doesn't like him. She doesn't like him. If she's going to sleep in other rooms and shit, and that's what I'm saying. The couch, nigga, you pay the bills. Why the fuck are you going to sleep on the couch? That never made sense to me. Like, whenever I used to see niggas go do that shit, I'm like, you are a grown-ass man, and you making this bitch, you letting this bitch tell you to go sleep on the couch? Like, what?
Stupid.
Like, no. But like I was saying, they're getting with niggas who they're unhappy with. They're not gonna be happy. They're gonna be okay with going to sleep in the other room. You know why? Cause she'll be texting the nigga that she wanna do fuck, and she'll be going to see the nigga she wants to fuck tomorrow. So that's why it's okay. They might get the niggas. They might find some lame ass nigga to settle down with. She's gonna be unhappy. She gonna be thinking about you the whole time when she with this nigga, cause this nigga don't tell her to shut the fuck up like you did.
Perfect.
The fact that women can act like this and still get a man, because if you think about it, like, even like the worst type of woman can still find a man, but the worst type of man will never find himself a girl. So wouldn't it be our fault and not theirs that we're kind of like...
Worst type of woman could still find a man that she doesn't love, though. I mean, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
We're the reason why it's built like this.
Just like we can, but that's what I'm saying. Worst type of woman could find a man, but he still wouldn't marry her. He still wouldn't marry her. So you're still not finding a man. You're just finding a fuck buddy at this point. But the worst type of nigga could find he could get a homeless bitch and marry her. So it's like
System itself.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Or she's homeless
that's a fantastic
himself.
point, right? Like, lower status men are going to take whatever they can get, right?
Exactly.
But even though this isn't really a good thing, I guess, female hypergamy disqualifies those guys. Does that make sense? So like, even if she's a 304, I think men need to understand that women are unaware of their sexual market value, right?
Well, I agree. Yeah.
Like the problem is that here's the disconnect. So women always peg themselves 3 to 5 points above where they actually are. So a girl that's a
but
5,
we allow them to do that.
yes.
So it's our fault.
But here's the thing. Yeah, we allow them to do that. But the way it corrects itself is she will realize that she can't keep the higher status guys. Does that make sense? So the losers will go after her. She'll be like, oh,
Yeah.
yes, I love it. But then she'll start to realize, and they typically don't realize until they're in their 30s, the higher status guys, the guys
Don't
that they
want her.
actually want,
Don't
don't want to
want-
be with them. They
See?
can only get
The
only get
losers.
sex from those higher status guys. They can't get commitment from those higher status guys.
But she still ends up with a guy, though. If you take a loser dude, he
And
ends up being lonely for the rest of
Yeah,
his life.
I know.
And she still ends up
I
being
see what
with
you're
somebody.
saying. They at least get a relationship, but they're always going to be miserable.
Right. It's not gonna be a. You'd rather be miserable or miserable. Like, the fuck, you just sound stupid, bro. Like, he's fighting so hard to say like it's niggas' fault. It's like you either gonna be miserable or miserable, bro. Like,
Because the problem with women is hypergamy is based in doubt. So since they're never going to be satisfied, that they'll have that guy as I call that a placeholder boyfriend. They'll have the placeholder
Placeholder
boyfriend.
yeah,
Right?
They'll
Okay.
they'll have the nigga there, just to have like what's them them big ass stuffed teddy bears that you win at the carnivals and shit. They'll have them. That's what you are, like a big ass stuffed teddy bear to her. She sleep on you. She lay on you when she tired. She tell you everything that happened that day. She you might get to see a little something when she get out the shower, But other than that, nigga, you a placeholder, brother. She just waiting for her man.
That's
They
the
still have
phenomenon.
one.
I call it the placeholder boyfriend phenomenon.
Okay.
He'll be there, but she's never going to be satisfied.
But I feel like as long as they have that, nothing's gonna change. Why would they change? I mean, they're not satisfied, but they're still gonna stay there because.
No, that's a valid point.
So
and I
how do
agree
we
with
even
that.
change that?
This is where guys like me come in, guys like Tate come in. This is
Right,
where we come in
until
and we
you
wake
stop
guys up and say,
fucking
"Look, bro,
being sleep,
like
nigga."
this is what the new normal is."
But don't you think the problem is also like going back to what you said before that when you were talking to my friend? Don't you think the actual problem comes from parenthood, the way these girls are raised? Because I feel
Yes.
like girls don't just become sluts for
Well, girls, most of them don't have fathers. That's the problem too. So, being raised by their mothers.
no reason.
No, I'm glad
It
you
is-
said that. So a big part of this with the slut shaming is that will force the family unit back.
Well, I hope so.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we have to take responsibility as men as well.
For sure.
Because if a daughter's raised a certain way and she becomes a slut, I would say it wouldn't just be the mother's
Most of the time, a daughter that's a slut doesn't have a dad.
responsibility. So we have to lay that
No,
back.
it's a father's responsibility.
Exactly.
I've said it a million times. Good dads keep their daughters off stripper poles and sons out of jail.
So wouldn't the solution to all of this be to just become better fathers for us?
yeah, they'll stop the simping and become better fathers. Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
So you agree with that?
yeah.
Okay, so those are
I've
the
always
two
had
things.
that position that the nuclear family is the backbone, and then everything stems from there.
Because I think the best way to find a solution for something is to find the fault in it, like our fault. Because if you step back and you try to fix something yourself, that's how you can get a better
Yeah,
solution.
but also keep in mind that there's only so much that we can do too, right? Like
But aren't we like half of the reason why these people grow up the way they are?
we are a
And if
portion.
men are like the head of the family, aren't they
we're definitely
mainly
a portion,
responsible?
but remember, it's not 1955; it's 2025. Like women actually have
But what
more.
changed? Why can't men still do
Not being able to say, bitch, you can't do that. That's what changed. Bitches could do whatever they want to. That's the whole, like, niggas like, what changed? What changed between then? Bitches are allowed to do whatever they want. They don't have to ask no more. They don't have to say, they don't have to, like, you see what I'm saying? Like, they can, and they're, not only are they allowed to do whatever they want, they are applauded and praised to do whatever they want. Whether it be go get a job, whether it be a bop, whether it be whatever. That's what they're praised to do. So it's like, it's a big difference.
the same thing that they did back then?
Because women have more access and we live in an egalitarian society. I would argue women have more rights and privileges than you do now.
Really? Like
100%.
what?
Okay.
Like what?
She can get pregnant, right? And decide if the baby lives or not. You don't. And then she could make you pay money to her based
I
on
feel
her
like
decision.
I feel
That's a
like
big one.
Got you. That was quick too. I usually use a quick one like, oh, when we go to the club, I gotta pay 50, you get in for free. I use a nice quick one that, it's not too hard to think about, but niggas will be like, oh, really? That's a fact. But my one went straight from the heart. I fuck with that one. That's a nice one. That's a fact though, because you don't get to say shit. This dude was like, right, exactly.
Situational,
That's a
though.
big one, right? They get the ability to go apply for a job and get preferential treatment because she's a female. they're able to go ahead and apply for certain civil service jobs and not meet the requirements at a lower level. So I see what you're saying. Like, we should be acting like we're the better ones. But what I'm telling you is that society has not acknowledged that. And I would argue we've overcorrected to the point where women have more rights and privileges than men nowadays.
Yeah.
So how do we go about changing that? Because I mean, just talking about it
Take them bitches away.
is not going to solve the
Yeah,
problem.
you're right. You're right. You got to put people like me in office, bro. Put
Oh, God.
me back in the kitchen.
I see.
We need honest politicians that are realists. You need people that are gonna go ahead and like really identify the problems, not be scared about the political correctness, and call it like it is. If I'm gonna be honest, I don't think women should vote. I think we should make them damn near second-class citizens, because the reality is that they're not equal to us in any way, but they get all the same rights and privileges and everything else like that with almost none of the consequence. So
Okay.
I think what we need to do is get back to a situation, and you kind of said it, you're just not saying it like I am, because you said it, well, aren't we the men and we're supposed to be the leaders, and if the buck stops with us? Yeah, you're right. But
Well,
for us to be able to take that responsibility,
We have to
right,
have
or take
the
that
authority.
power,
We have to get that
we need
authority.
to have the authority. And
Right.
the problem is that you're
We don't-
calling for a certain level of authority that we don't.
We don't have at all, and that's what I'm saying. Which is funny because you're literally trying to sit here and pander and say, "Well, we're the reason, or it's our fault that they're acting like this." Well, we don't have authority to tell a bitch. Well, what do you mean they have more right? You see what I'm saying? Like,
Don't
he's
have any
pandering,
Well,
but
aren't women like rebellious creatures? And if we do something like
No,
that,
they're
it
not.
would only be worse.
No revolution was ever fought by women,
Okay.
ever.
So those were the 2 points I had. I'll be back.
cooked. Nigga said, "Aren't women's rebellious?"
Rebellious creatures. Where bitches acclimate and assimilate. The fuck, bitches are not rebellious. They know better. You can't be rebellious when a nigga knock your ass out. How the fuck you gonna be rebellious and a nigga knock your ass out? That don't make no sense. You can't be. The fuck, stupid ass nigga.
Back to
Yeah,
finishing.
I agree with you. No, good points, bro. Like, I agree, but like my thing is like it starts with the men actually letting women know that they're different and they're not the same as us. I think if we start with blank slate equalism, that's where everything fails, because they're inherently not
What's a
equal.
what do you mean? What's that term?
So we live in a society where men and women are 100% equal. That's the
The 100% equal. It's, and you gotta put that in quotes because it's really like it's like the invisible ink in iPhone. 100% equal when we're really not, because we 100% equal, but them bitches still expect you to open the door, still expect you to jump in front, throw your shirt on the puddle and shit, and she don't even have to know how to cook. It's fucking horrible.
Stupid.
that's where we start. That's where we start.
Okay.
We have most people believe in blank slate equalism.
You think most people believe
Most
in that?
people believe in blank slate
Yeah,
equalism.
definitely.
100%. Yeah.
But I feel like if we would have asked all the people here, I feel like it would be the opposite of that. Or
I don't think you understand how blue pilled society is, bro.
Right.
are they the majority though?
It's fucking.
I think a majority of guys think men and women are equal. Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Well, I can't really
Bro,
argue that because
I used to work with so many niggas who did, like, bro, what?
it would be just like my opinion versus your opinion. But
Yeah. No worries.
Thank you so much. Though. I'll be back.
All right, man. All right. Who's up next?
Every nigga I would run into thought the same shit, like, oh no, you're not supposed to. No. It was rare that I ran into a nigga that fucking. Nah, most niggas is simps out here, bro. That's why I started the pod. I'm like, damn, y'all niggas is really simps out here. Like, this shit is sick.